It is. It is. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Slip and Dip podcast. I am Matthew Wells alongside Kendrick Johnson out there on the ground in Las Vegas where all the madness is going down. It is fight week for Floyd Mayweather versus Conor McGregor, but some of the biggest news to break the hearts of many dropped today when news of Jon Jones, the UFC light heavyweight champ of the world, the GOAT, once again tested positive for steroids. Kendrick, you're out there on the ground, man. I know you were actually in attendance or just getting into the building for the Tuesday Night Contender Series when this news dropped. So you were actually there amongst everyone, including the man himself, Dana White. So, I mean, what was the media reaction, man? What was the media reaction in the building?
Well, I kind of was in the middle. Good old Jim Edwards, the strawweight champion. Hey, have you heard of fucking Jon Jones? You know what happened? I look at him like, why he talking about Jon Jones? It's like a month ago. And he like, yeah, man. I look at the article. I'm like, whoa. I could say, hey, Dana, and he could see me. I wasn't gonna do that. I wondered. I look over and I see him like casually in the middle of the show on his cell phone, thinking like, ugh. He knew he had come out to be it. He knew on the way coming to the gym, so he really just barely found him himself. And when he left, when I looked and saw him and Lene, shout out to Lene, the UFC PR team doing a good job this week in this chaos as Mayweather McGregor. We'll get back to that later. But Dana leaves, and he basically was making the call to Cormier to tell him what happened. There's two things that are not looking good for Jon Jones other than the failed test. Number one, we got Jeff Novitzky, Mr. USADA, Mr. WADA, that goes by the book. Don't care what your name is. You can be Joe Blow, Jon Jones. If you fail, you fail. You pass, you pass. Yeah. My man looked at my camera and said, 99.9% chance Mr. Jones' test is accurate. Ain't a good look for your boy. And then number two, it's not even like the UFC can pull a favor for him. Dana basically commented on, you can tell Dana was crushed internally since he knows him as a person and literally was there when the ride started, and now with the ride in shambles, and basically say he's not really talked to Jon Jones in over a year and a half. He said hi and bye and basically congratulations when he put the belt on, and that's their only conversation of the last year and a half. So he doesn't have the strong footing that he once had to even get through this. So if you're a Jon Jones fan, I would almost put money we won't see him at the earliest to extremely late 2019, early 2020.
Yeah,
because it's not looking good for your boy.
No, it's not. Even like they said, he could be looking at a 2-year to a 4-year, and the substance
I don't think the 4 years going to come. I mean,
it's possible. He's a repeat offender. This is his second one, man, and especially if it's.
But I have to step in on that one. To me, the first one, Conor, was more, if anything, it was a performance deterrent. Let's get real.
Which one?
It wasn't an enhancer. This is a PED. The last time was, if anything, it was a deterrent. It was not an enhancer.
Yeah, I mean, it's still he still pops. He still had to be pulled out of this fight. They still, lose their main event, UFC 200. I mean, these are all things that, Dana barely made the main event at UFC 214. He barely made that the main event. He talked about not ever wanting to put Jon Jones in a headline spot again. He can't trust him. And now, with this happening again, this is a real steroid, a real true steroid that he tested positive for.
This is a PED. This is a PED for sure.
Definition, it's a derivative of testosterone. I mean, it's an anabolic steroid. There's no faking it, man. This guy, I mean, unless if someone did something like tampered with it and maybe switched out, like some crazy conspiracy had to happen to make this thing, not be what it is, or at least what USADA is saying it is. It's not looking good, like you said. It's not looking good for your boy Jon Jones. And when this news came out, man, it's like my immediate emotions. I was like, man, it's just so disappointed. Like you want to feel sad for him. You want to feel like I was frustrated at the whole situation. Like, man, here we are again. Like I was believing the dude was back on track. He just went out there, had the best performance of his life, knocked out Daniel Cormier, Beautiful performance. Said all the right things all week long. You know, did the whole thing at open workouts. He didn't work out, but he went around shaking hands, kissing babies for an hour. You know, it's like you do all of that, and then yeah, of course, man. It's like, and even then, when I was kind of sipping that Kool-Aid, I was a little bit apprehensive. Like I wanted, like even after the fight, I was like, man, this is a beautiful scene until that drug test comes back. Like I remember saying that, you know, and it's just like, here we are, and it actually happens. It's kind of like, hell, like I want the test to be wrong, but at the same time, it's like I've run out of chances to give Jon Jones to make stuff right, man. There's just too many times he's failed us.
So my whole thing is, you already know me, be it that there's not many people looking like me and you in the world of MMA. This dude here could be the poster child. Like my boy Dana White said when he answered my question, this could be a good ass 30 for 30 in the future.
Oh yeah,
and he did it to himself, so I don't feel sorry for him. All you gotta do is be clean, with people, and be a role model, and that's what you say you're gonna do when you got the belt when you're 23. So I don't feel bad for the man. Like if the last thing they wake him up, nothing else will.
No, like still, like I don't want anybody. Like I never wish like negativity on anybody unless if you're just being egregious with it, right? Like if you're out there purposely. No, I get that, but I'm saying it's like, you know, time and time again, it's always something. It's always something. It's always something. There's always some reason, like you're having an issue, whether it be in the cage, out of the cage. You know, you got the drug test thing, you got the car wreck thing, you got the wild partying. You know, you got all these other issues going on. It's like, come on, man. Like, and then this happens. Like you were supposed to get back on track at UFC 214. That was your moment. That was your redemption story. That was the moment. That was your redemption. That was the angle you went with all fight week yourself. Here we are. Here we are again. Here we are again. Like the whole cycle just repeats. But the only difference is this time, if he gets a 4-year suspension, his career's over. Career's over.
Yeah, well, two things. I still don't think that's gonna happen, but he'll be 34. Hell, DC's 38, still fighting.
Yeah. But you're looking at.
I won't say we'll never see him again. I think that's a little strong.
You're looking at two different types of athletes, though, and two different types of people. Daniel Cormier has been a clean athlete his entire life. Did all the right things, dotted all the I's, crossed all the T's, did everything by the book the way you're supposed to do it. Jon Jones partied his ass off. Like, I'm talking redlined it for years and years and years. His body is going to break down a lot quicker than Daniel Cormier as well. So, yeah, Jon Jones is the physically superior athlete. Now, who knows what he's going to look like when he's Daniel Cormier's age? Who knows?
Right.
I would wager to bet Daniel Cormier is in a lot better shape at his age than Jon Jones will be when he reaches Cormier's age. I mean, that's just the thing. The whole other angle, man, is like true steroid you test positive for here. How many times did he get away with in the past? That's the other question that's popped up. You know what I mean? That's the thing. It's got to be considered. You got to take that into consideration, man. You know, people did the same thing with Anderson Silva when he tested positive. They're like, oh, he's always been on steroids. He's always been on steroids.
Yeah, but one thing, Jeff Novitzky, I got educated today. Yeah, we had Mr. USADA. I took the time to ask him a question. Well, other people are scared to let other people run the show, but, you know, we always talk about that. But I digress. Well, he told me basically, well, he didn't tell me, he told us, but he answered my question when I asked him basically like as you saw the working, he basically said reason people were taking stuff in their past is because they wasn't confident that they were doing that anything was happening. Like I need to take something kind of like the whole Barry Bonds, Sammy Sosa. Oh, I know I'm better than him. I know he's not as good as me. I gotta take something so I can show that I'm better than him because I know I'm better than him. That kind of was like what we had in the Wild Wild West, and I call it the back in the day, the Chuck Liddell and the Rampage days, and the GSP in his prime days. A lot of people were doing that. I can't sit there and say that Jon Jones, like it was all because of enhancements. I can't say that without proof. There's
a lot of people that believe
look at the people that he's beat though. Look at the people that he was beating though too. They felt that too. So it's kind of like that, like Mr. Nowitzki was saying, like people that will take them because they know people that they're better than are taking them to get advantage. So they kind of have to negate that.
Yeah, and it's a thing. Like, I mean, there's people out there that thought GSP walked away because he feared USADA. I don't know. Believe what you want to on that.
I think there's some validity to that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna throw stones there, but I mean that's just a thing that's out there that a lot of people believe. In this particular situation, though, I asked a question on Twitter. I threw a poll out there right when the news broke. I guess just basically trying to get the pulse of what everybody's feeling about the whole news here. I basically gave you 3 options on the poll about your reactions to the test. 1, with the news of this failure, are you done with Jon Jones? B, are you giving him another chance? And C, you're holding out judgment until this test and all this thing plays out.
C.
47% of the people said they're done with him regardless. They're done regardless. The other 46 said they want to see this, and 7% say they're sticking with him no matter what. So, I mean, that's actually pretty strong. Like, I thought the depends on the test would be a higher number, but to see that be 50-50, man, that just shows you how many people are tired of Jon Jones' stuff, man. They're grown tired of it. They're exhausted. Exhausted of the Jon Jones show, man.
Because one thing I will say this, people, being that I cover multiple sports, people take MMA more as like it's pure, like people will be like, this is a gentleman's sport. There's no such thing as gentleman's sport in combat, but I don't understand why people be thinking that. Like I see the look on your face. I'll explain. Like people think like how in the jiu-jitsu and people do the bow and stuff like that. People think like it's all about sportsmanship. Like no, it's all about when it comes fight night. Can you whoop that dude in front of you and be the best person on the planet on a consistent basis? It's not about sportsmanship and all that extra stuff that people want to make it out to be. You don't see people in boxing saying nothing like that. We're all about everybody growing together in and out the cage. No, are you getting the job done or you're not getting the job done?
Yeah, I mean, you see that more sportsmanship stuff like on the jiu-jitsu mats for sure. But like when it comes to the cage fighting, yeah, it's like dudes are trying to win at any cost. Like, I mean, that's the name of the game, especially when you're getting paid or your contract's 50-50 for most guys, unless you're at the tip top of the UFC. You're not getting guaranteed money. Like you got to go out there and fight for half of your paycheck, man. So all that stuff looks nice and grand on paper, man. But when it gets in there, like dudes are gonna do what they got to do to get that extra 50% of their money, man. Guys want their money. Guys want to get paid. It's kind of frustrating to see only a handful of guys walk into the cage with a guaranteed purse. Alistair Overeem, man. Fighters need to be hitting up Alistair Overeem's manager because that dude's getting paid. He's getting paid every time he steps in there. $850,000 his last couple of fights, straight up, win or lose. Like that's the way these guys need to be getting it. I mean, even then, that's still not a lot of money, but for the MMA pay, that's solid. But yeah. So what else would I mean? I know you were there, like that scrum. Like I watched the whole scrum. It's up there on UFC's YouTube page. The whole deal. Y'all got the special treatment, man, because y'all were there right there after the Tuesday night series. So they got you the whole.
They doing live feeds and rushing out the production people. It was crazy up in there.
Y'all got super official, like on the fly.
Yeah, super official. Yeah. That was crazy. All the PR people was there. It was crazy. I would say that I hadn't seen nothing this crazy before, but it's still not going to take away the famous foot stomp.
No. I mean, so yeah, Dana said Cormier is out there in Hawaii. Like I wish somebody had a camera on him. Somebody had to. I wish. And here's the thing, like you're out there on vacation. Like just imagine that roller coaster of emotions you're going through. Like you're out there and enjoying life. Hey, you got knocked out, but the guy that knocked you out failed a drug test again. Like, how do you react to that?
Here's the thing. Like, he could legitimately say, hey, we need to fight again. They're never going to fight again. First of all.
If I'm Cormier, I don't want to fight again, especially after you knocked me out, but you were cheating, allegedly. Like,
but here's the thing, though.
I'm going to preface this whole conversation, like, with the caveat of like we're assuming that the test is going to come back like positive, right? Because they're still going to have to go through the litigation.
Yeah.
Like,
but people forget the first fight he passed the test. But here's the whole thing for me, like. I don't think the test had to do anything with the result of the fight. You can kind of tell certain things. Like, for instance, Vitor Belfort against Luke Rockhold, him taking the stuff was a difference in that fight. That John Jones and Cormier fight, knowing what I know about science and the Superman, as Junior Dos Santos like to say, that had nothing to do with that fight.
I disagree. People are going
to go overboard.
Disagree.
They're going to go overboard.
Disagree. If you're John Jones and you're in there and you're on steroids, you're juiced to the gills, as they like to say, that phrase. John Jones took some huge shots from Daniel Cormier. Cormier doesn't have pillow fist by any means. He got rocked with some big shots in that first round. And if you're on steroids, that's definitely going to help.
Who he knocked out lately? I didn't see him knock out nobody in the last 3 years.
I'm just saying, like, the dude, he hits hard. His opponents have gotten wiser and they've smartened up to avoid his power. But if that dude hits you clean, most people ain't standing up from that. And John got hit at least 6 or 7 times in that first round with some hard punches, hard, clean punches that, like, we're both sitting there cage side. I'm like, damn, John's got a chin on him. Like, how did he eat that? There was I'm just saying, like, steroid, like, again, if he was truly on steroids and he was in there taking those kind of shots, it kind of makes sense a little bit now. But John's always had a good chin, though. John's always had a good chin. These are all speculative things we're talking about.
I'll defer to you because you saw it in person. But knowing what I know about science, certain things are off. And even knowing what savings he do, I don't think it made that big a difference. Like I said, like when Luke Rockhold got that whole Rockhold and Vitor Belfort one, that's a prime example. Some just didn't seem like even when that happened. This is completely different. Like,
I don't know, man. It's just a
but thanks to John Jones, we'll never know though. That's the sad part about it.
Yeah, it's a crappy situation to be in all around, man. Because knowing the way the fight played out and knowing that this is possibly the reason, it's like I don't know. I mean, it's just frustrating. It's frustrating as a fan. It's frustrating as a journalist. It's frustrating as someone who appreciates the sport. It's a crappy thing to be in, man. And I feel more so for Cormier than anything because, the guy had that moment in the cage, crying his heart out, and then that moment's tainted now. You know what I mean? Like it could have not happened that way. We never know. We never know.
It would definitely be if the test come out, it's a rivalry. We'll never know. I still think John Jones is better than him. He won the first fight clearly, and he he passed the test. So,
I'm going full conspiracy mode right now. Has John Jones been on steroids every fight? We don't know.
How we don't know? You saw him been around for the last 5 years.
We don't know. We don't know. You can point to the OSP fight where people are saying, "Oh, that's the only time he's fought clean in forever because he looked terrible."
But people, come on now. I don't want to go Charles Barkley, but MMA fans, how smart are MMA fans? They think getting hit is cool, first of all, which is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
MMA fans are not smart. I got into a couple of arguments on Twitter tonight about
what title fight, interim title fight, whatever title fight in UFC history have you seen a dude win unanimously 5-0 on every card and people say he ain't doing it?
Because, I mean, you compare to his other performances, man. Like, if you put that John Jones that fought OSP against Daniel Cormier, he loses. You put that John Jones in there against Alexander Gustafsson, that same John Jones version, he loses. It was his worst performance.
Y'all say I can't. Once again, I got me defending John Jones. He even trained for Gustafsson.
How are you defending a steroid user? What is wrong with you right now?
Because it's not making sense. He even trained for Gustafsson.
John Jones has been juiced to the gills from day one. That's my stance. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. If John Jones happens to listen to this, I'm
on this show.
Listen,
was gonna come on this show.
If we ever get to see John Jones again in the fighting arena and at a press conference, I don't want John to see this and then cut me off and say, hey, you know what? I really don't like you, Matt. I'm not answering your question.
My man Luke Thomas, I felt bad. I was next to Luke Thomas, and they were talking about that. And Pops and Luke, being the good guy he is, like he actually felt bad about him. He's like, oh, who cares? He don't like me. I just like for the sport. I don't like seeing that.
Yeah,
so I've been like, F that in that sit there trying to say he don't like me.
Yeah,
that's what I would have been like.
I talked to Luke like the next day.
Like, I'm gonna ask you a question. I'm gonna answer your question. I don't like you.
Yeah, the next day when that happened, we asked Luke, and I was like, man, what was all that about? And he was like straight up honest. He's like, no clue. I have no idea where that came from. I don't know what any of that was about. And I was standing right behind him when that happened. I was literally right behind him. And his reaction, like he didn't even react. He was just like, and then handed the mic off. Like he didn't even allow it to like get under his skin. He just like, and then passed the mic off. And then that's how he reacted in the moment. But it was still a crappy thing to do. But yeah, so that's the thing, man.
He like I don't know. I don't like interjecting people's business. But we always talk about these people with these plastic man personalities in all sports. And then when they say up just because people disagree or it's a minority opinion, oh, he's a douchebag. It's like you can't have it both ways.
Yeah.
Just like the whole anthem thing. Everybody talk about athletes that do something that they don't like the way they doing things. Oh, I'm like, man, I'm not gonna be some of these people. I'm not watching the Cowboys because I'm protesting Colin Kaepernick. I'm watching Zeke and them go 1-0 without Zeke sitting out 3 games. But that's a whole other thing. But my point is, you can't sit there and ask for something and just because when you get it, it don't taste as good as you thought it was, and then all of a sudden be like, oh no, don't do that.
Yeah, the funny thing is like people get upset because they want you to do stuff the way that it's convenient for them. Like, especially when it comes to that whole protesting thing, man. Goodness gracious.
Man, I hate that because like I've started like radio and like something like as you know, for instance, like we travel on Sundays during the games during football season, and then like my name is Susie Whittam and such and such and such, and the Cowboys are playing the Giants. There were 8 protesters today. Like really? Like yeah. I'm not trying to this and that. I want to know who winning the game. I don't care less about.
Yeah, I mean it's important to address it, but like don't keep over highlighting it, if that's a way to state it, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, it's it's like they're seeking it out, like instead of like just doing the normal coverage now. And I mean, they're trying to get a rise out of people. They're trying to because controversy sells. And we know that in the media. Everybody wants the clickbait headline. Everybody wants the juicy story. It's all stuff that's outside of the line, so to speak. And that's the stuff that's that gets a lot of eyes, So they're always going to keep highlighting it, but I mean, yeah, and it's important to do so, but there's a line that you kind of cross when you're doing it as well. When you start seeking it out over something that's really not really there.
But one thing that's been striking so far early in this fight week is like for me, for being one of the few people that's actually been to multiple big fight weeks and been part of the Mayweather experience. It's definitely not the worst is when his last fight, Andre Berto. That was the worst Mayweather week ever for his standard. It's up there, it's high. It's still there's a buzz, but it's still not on that Mayweather. I don't care if they do 8 million pay-per-views. The buzz in the city and stuff. It's not like it was on Mayweather Pacquiao. That was
still early in the week, though.
I got there Tuesday for that. Matter of fact, I got there. I take that back. I got here Wednesday for Mayweather Pacquiao. As soon as you got off the plane, you just knew, like, boom. Like, so I had a couple people that, are they fighting this week? That's what happened this week? Like, it wasn't
okay. I will say this. Get back to me on Thursday and check in with you because I bet this happens every McGregor fight in Vegas. Thursday evening, those flights from Ireland start coming in, and the Irish start taking over. So hit me up on Thursday night and see if that vibe is the same.
But that's no different than the Mexican people when he fought Canelo. Like, it's weird because Floyd makes people money off people hating on him. Like he can fight here and it'd be like MGM. T-Mobile holds 21,000 and 20,000 going from Conor. Hey, he just needs you to show up. That's his mentality. He can only have 1,000 fans. So that's not accurate. Whatchamacallit. I know for MMA it is, but I think it's gonna be a good show. I don't know why people keep thinking that Conor's gonna get knocked out. He's not. He's gonna get carried for 12 rounds. Tell you. Go on by that $100 pay-per-view so you get you 12 rounds of action.
Right. No kidding.
It ain't gonna be no Jose Aldo. He said today, basically, he gonna Aldo him. He said 10-second knockout, aka Jose Aldo. It's not happening.
Yeah, so let's talk about today, because today they had the introductions. It's
the ground arrival for box. It's a very common thing in boxing. Every big pay-per-view, the host hotel, 95% of the time out here in Vegas is MGM. Sometimes it's Mandalay Bay. The fighters come through and shake hands and kiss babies and take pictures. They have a little hype guy for Golden Boys. This guy named Tattoo. And then for today, they didn't even have a hype guy. They had Ray Flores, who's one of the PBC announcers, really good guy, nice guy. He wants to come on the show.
Oh, that's
anyway. Nice. They had him basically doing the undercard and stuff. And I'm pretty sure for security reasons, knowing what I know, they had it outside. Somebody's like, "Well, we can't have all this ruckus up at MGM. They're gonna blow the doors down," which would have happened. Just for the size, so they decided to have it outside. But what they don't understand, a lot of people didn't go up in the South like me and you are used to 100 degrees. So we had people from Ireland, we had people from New Jersey and Washington D.C. They wasn't about that heat life. And then Conor's supposed to have been here at 1:30. Floyd supposed to have been at 2. Floyd showed up actually pretty much on time. He showed about 2:20 and did his thing. He leaves close to 3, and the McGregor shows up, and like Floyd and Conor never saw each other, but Conor was an hour and a half late. I don't know why he came. We actually got to see his kid. Kid looks just like him, and it's beautiful girlfriend D, and then the highlight of the thing, other than the heat, was Paulo Malignaggi had been waiting for Floyd the whole time. I talked to him in the back. He just said, "Stay tuned." I didn't know what the hell he meant. 45 minutes later, they beefing like they about to box for real.
Let's back it up a second, because the whole thing, like the whole setup, was just a cluster. Like in the words
people in Las Vegas for we were out there a good. Let's see, I came late. Being a veteran that I am, they said 1 o'clock. I came at 1:20. I came 1:30. Yeah. That still was early.
I'm talking about just like the organization as a whole, man. Like Dana White said, with the tour, it's gonna be an effing shit show, and that's what it was out there. Media was like crawling all over each other. Like there wasn't any organization to where people were walking. It seemed like I was trying to watch the streams that people had online, and it was just like a cluster of people everywhere, like moving. Crowds of people moving and people trying to get on top of each other to get video. It's just like, man, why is there not like an area where these people are supposed to be but have it controlled? Like you would never see that in a UFC event. Never.
No, you want to say UFC event, but here's the thing though. Like, as you know, I cover both. That's the boxing mentality. But the way UFC do it to me is not the way, the full right way. Everybody ain't going to get what everybody get. You got to hustle. You got to put your body on the line sometime for this big time footage. People think, oh, he's supposed to stand right there. No, we got to line it up. No, we got to let certain people ask the first question. That's not real life. But what we saw today was the extreme on the other side, which is over the top. But then you can find a balance in there without doing it completely UFC way and without doing it the full boxing way. But it's kind of until the two worlds combine. But my highlight of this whole thing still, as you know, one of the few people that I don't really get along with in the UFC world that thinks they're the face to run the place. And they sat there and basically told somebody to sit down because they used to doing that because in the UFC, they kind of had a little pull. Dude looks at the lady, basically this little lady, he just dismisses her and keeps on doing. As you know, that'd be an automatic ejection at a UFC event.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
I understand what you're saying. There should be rules, but there's too many in UFC. And I want to see that covers both neutrally. Like there's not enough in boxing, and there's too many in UFC. There should be a boom in between. But I guess I can adjust to both ones. But for me, I actually like the free fall version more because, like for instance, like a lot of these people that run around in the MMA world, I'm gonna say like they running something, but they were out of place today. So it's kind of funny seeing those faces look that way because they didn't know what to do. When a lot of that stuff as chaotic as it is, you have to have a personal relationship to be able to get that. Where in the UFC, people dictate that just because you look a certain way or you with a certain publication, you already are behind the eight ball, and that's not right. And I don't care what people say, that's not right, and that's a reality of the UFC. And I'm talking from a neutral point of view for both ways because I want to see people that got a unique look at both worlds. Yeah, so that's the difference. Because, like for instance, today with all the chaos, the guy that told me, I've never told nobody this. You know, remember when I was one of the few people that broke Mayweather McGregor, who was telling you in February, Matt, what was going to happen?
Oh yeah, I was telling you a year before.
I talked to my source in person today.
I told you a year before that.
I'm sitting there while all this chaos is going on. I'm talking to him because I got that relationship. And basically, he said Ford's going to go for the knockout, but they're content to go for the decision. But he wants to at least put him on his ass one time. That's legit. That's coming from Team Mayweather's camp, confidential.
Nice. I mean, yeah, I would expect nothing less, especially for all the boxing purists out there that want to see that happen. You know, what's his name? Who was saying that if he doesn't knock him down, a freaking dude that says the most craziest stuff ever, Teddy Atlas, said in an interview, like a quick little interview I saw online with Chael Sonnen. Teddy Atlas Teddy Atlas said, like, if he doesn't knock him out, or if he doesn't finish him, he's going to consider it a loss for the boxing purists out there, boxing lifers.
People can't say that because at the end of the day, what I always say besides, what's my number 2 saying behind, it's not cool to get hit. So you got to respect the weight class. You got to respect the weight class. This man's bigger than the Pacquiaos and the Cottos who he didn't even put them on their ass. So how he gonna put Conor? So you got to respect the weights.
Yeah. That's the thing. I mean, I guess the big caveat is, you know, to kind of go back to what Paulie and Conor were getting into it about out there today, was Paulie was yelling at him, you know, make sure you bring your balls or whatever. Did you bring your balls with you?
Yeah, I didn't know what that meant though.
What he was referencing, because like after he said that, there was a video out there, there were multiple videos. But after he said that, after they were face to face, Paulie kind of walked away, and then like an impromptu scrum kind of formed around Paulie. In for about like 5 minutes, where there's like all these people just asking Paulie questions now all of a sudden. And Paulie was talking about how he said in one of their sparring sessions in the later rounds, Conor started getting a little, like, I don't know if he's like frustrated in the later round, like he was getting, like he started fading a little bit in the later rounds. And that's what he was saying. He was like, bring your balls with you, because like in those later rounds, Conor started fading a little bit. Conor started trying to back away. And, you know, you can't do that in this fight against Floyd because Floyd will pick you apart. And so that's why he was like, you know, you bring your balls with you. So you got to stay in there. And he also referenced the Nate Diaz fight. He was like, you don't get hit a couple of times and then shoot in on a black belt when you're not a black belt. Like that's your only key to victory was on the feet. And then you get hit a couple of times, you start shooting in on the black belt where you can't win the fight. So he was like, make sure to bring your balls with you and stand in there and take some punishment if you have to. That's what he was trying to get at. But I think it's an interesting thing, man. It's an interesting thing to see how it's all going to play out, obviously. And I hope there's moments. I just hope there's some classic moments, man. You know, I want to see Conor rock Floyd. Like if you rock Floyd, that you're in the category with literally 4 other people.
Yeah, but here's the thing though. Like he can't beat Floyd off of one shot. That's damn near impossible.
I 100% agree with you on that. But I'm just saying, even if you rock,
just for his next fight, when he find that boy Kevin Lee, they gonna show that talking about so they can show that punch in the highlight package.
Oh my goodness. I do have a little conspiracy theory for you there about that actually. But,
what do you think about that? Because David, he was very non-committal about him when he was going to come back. I guess we might see them on Thursday. Shout out to USC for doing a hell of a job, slipping emails in the DM late at night. Boom. Be there or be square Thursday. We have a media day at the headquarters. It'll be my first time to go up in there. Kevin Lee, Tony Ferguson, Amanda Nunes, Valentina Shevchenko, Ray Borg, and the pound for pound best fighter in the world, without a doubt. Now, Mighty Mouse, not even a doubt. I'm about to ask him that. It's not no debate. It's been a debate. There's no debate.
So hold on. Is John Jones the Barry Bonds with the asterisk next to his name now?
Nah, I can't put
since you're rocking the Giants. I will say
this on a legit level. To me, he's still one of the top 5 fighters of all time. But you cannot put him as a GOAT. Can't go down there.
He's got the asterisk. He's got the asterisk. That's all you gotta say. He's got the asterisk now. He's the Barry Bonds.
He can't go down as a GOAT, but he's top
Barry
5
Bonds
all
MMA.
time.
I just made that. John Jones, Barry Bonds MMA.
No,
I'm about to tweet that out.
Barry Bonds didn't fail no test. This fool didn't fail too.
Hey, see, Barry was smart about it.
Hey, Barry gonna get in the Hall of Fame too. He's at 58%.
I know. Barry was a Hall of Famer for me before all that stuff even started to come about.
He was already a 3-time MVP.
Yeah, he was a beast in the field, a beast at the plate, like hitting for average. Like he's anyways. We're getting way off the subject here.
Yeah, you the baseball. I'm gonna be like Stephen A. You're the baseball guy. Tell me this. I'm debating. Should I go by one of these shows, either First Take or The Six, Jamel Hill? Hey, speaking of that, Jamel Hill or Michael Smith might come on this podcast in next month. I'm gonna have a dinner with them this week, and I'm gonna throw out some slip and dip action.
Well, that's some big shoes to fill. We gotta make sure we get a nice setup going if that happens. For sure, we gotta get a nice little backdrop for us to make it happen. Looking nice, make it look nice.
But
we can't have closet doors and sheets on the house. Do what?
You think I should go to live show? They're doing live shows. Stevie A and them doing one. You think I should make an appearance just to make one, or should I keep my black ass and chill in my comfy townhome that I'm enjoying?
It depends on what's going on, man. It depends on what's going on, because I mean they're out there working. It's not gonna be much time to get much, behind the scenes stuff, I would think. But is what it is. This was I hear that the schedule for media is relatively light compared to like a regular fight week for UFC. Yeah. Is that right?
Yeah, it is. Like that's why, for instance, they got the media day for 215 and 216. I plan on going to 216. I'm almost certain I'll be out here for that. I'm not 100%. And of course, 215 is gonna be in Canada. We keep it parked in the States. Yeah, so I'll be watching that. I'll be watching that Hooters, eat my 20-piece. Watching Shevchenko take that belt that she's been obsessed with for the last year.
Yeah, this is gonna be a good fight. It's gonna be a damn good fight. It's gonna be a good card, very good card, man.
Another thing too, I'm gonna try to hustle and try to get. I'm hustling, man, with the show, man. I'll be pushing the show. We're trying to make it happen behind the scenes through Amanda's coach. So hopefully we can get the champ on. We're talking about her last title defense and beating in the case Ronda and coming out victorious.
Very cool. I like it.
Hustling, man.
I like it. That's awesome. What else I mean, they got the little pop-up shops going around all over the place, like little subs. Have you watched the Showtime?
I think I'm gonna watch them probably all after the fight. It's like, what else can they tell me that I don't know? And not to be funny, I was at the first stop, so it's kind of like I was at the highlight of the damn promotion. So why do I want to watch the other day? I ain't gonna lie. Had I not went to the promotion, my black ass be just like this. But I did.
Yeah. I watched all 4 of them today while I was waiting on my AC to be fixed in the apartment here. They finally got it. 3 days without AC, man. 3 days. Man. Ridiculousness.
In Texas area too?
Yes. They brought us a little portable unit to kind of tide us over. That thing did not work. Anyways, so while I was waiting for them to come repair that today, I watched all 4 of the All Access for Showtime. It's interesting.
Do what? Your boy made a cameo on the first one.
Who, you did?
Yeah.
I didn't see you. No, I did see you actually. I did see you. I take it back. Yeah, you were on there when him and Senior were going back and forth. Yeah, you were there. Yeah, I saw you. I was sitting there laughing. I saw you up there just chuckling away. But yeah, I watched them all, man. It's kind of interesting how they portrayed the whole deal because they're really selling it like it's almost like a Rocky type thing, you know, where Conor is the guy who's in the gym all the time, working his ass off, while the opponent is over there at the strip club, eating, you know, having fun, like just doing whatever, like at the skating rink, doing everything else but training. They did have one real cool moment though when they brought in this little kid with leukemia who was like terminally ill, and they brought him in with Floyd, and that was like one of his like Make-A-Wish things, was like to go meet Floyd and hang out with Floyd. And that was a really cool thing. So if you're out there and you haven't seen that, go search that out on Showtimes. I think that was on the 3rd episode. Like that was real touching, man. Like I don't know what it was. I got a little choked up. Somebody cut an onion. Somebody cut an onion in here or something. I was like, who's got it? You know, what's going on?
Here's a couple of truths about Floyd in and out the ring. Number one, he's probably training 2 to 3 times a day.
No,
people don't
understand. 100%. I'm just saying, like
he just shows up. He doesn't just show up.
No. I'm just saying, like the way that the way that they're portraying it on this series is that they're trying to make it this angle that Floyd's already there to where he doesn't have to worry about Conor McGregor. Like they're trying to make it seem like he doesn't care, like it's this other guy. Whereas Conor's in the gym working his ass off. They're showing all this training, all this sparring, everything he's doing, all these different techniques and everything. Meanwhile, Floyd's over there just partying it up like it ain't no thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, and of course, that's the reality is he's in the gym working his ass off. He's in the gym, taking it super serious. You know, he's the one in there working.
And another thing too, I Floyd on the outside the ring, he does a lot of stuff. There's three examples I can go off on. The first time I went to the fight, I saw him fight Robert Guerrero, 2013. My back is literally against the wall. I'm touching the 213 at MGM Grand. I'm just happy I'm in the house. I'm good or whatever. One of my buddies, mentor that was living in Vegas at the time, introduced me. He takes a picture, signs my pass, which I still have signed, and poses with it.
Yeah.
Then you have to do that. Sign for me and like other people for about 30 minutes. And then one time I came to Vegas a few months after that on my own, and I happened to go by the gym with the same guy that's real cool with Floyd in his camp. And we just go with them, just follow him, his crew, and the money team people and the bodyguards. And he basically bought about $500 worth of Church's chicken and went to the hood, and they would feed him out the money team mobiles. No cameras, no nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of people don't see this. And then his final was what I think he legitimately thought his last fight was going to be his final one, because he was a little emotional towards the end. This whole week he sucked in everything. Ain't gonna be no more Mayweather experience after this one. But his kids were like basically, let's go home, Dad. Let's go home. He said, I gotta do this one more time for my fans. This is it. Like he signed for like an hour. And the corridors of the MGM Grand, that a lot of people know, like where we got our media passes and stuff, and they call it the old box office. They parked the Money Mo team mobiles there, and he signed for an hour. Didn't make no fanfare or nothing. Didn't tell nobody, and took pictures. Even signed this dude's $100 bill, and then gave him another one to replace it.
Yeah, that's one of the things they were showing on the.
Like that stuff's legit. Like, cause people think that they see all the other stuff, but I gotta say the dude that has done some legit stuff that I've seen just being around and the money team and knowing the security guards and stuff. That's nowhere. There's no cameras and stuff. There's no prompter. Like, wow, he just did that. It's one of those things. If I didn't see it, I wouldn't think it happened. But I know what I saw.
Yeah, that's kind of what they were showing too. You know, like on the Showtime thing, man. Like he was just handing out money, being super generous to everybody. Like it was like a regular thing. Like he wasn't making a big deal, but of course, like he would talk about what he was doing and why he was doing it just for the cameras there. But you know, just handing out money to people. Like he's walking it, he'd get out the bus and like all the security guards right there. You walk up to him, hand him a couple hundreds, like here you go. Like go on inside and everything. Just like it must be nice to have that kind of money. But yeah.
But here's the thing. As you know, I like Floyd personally.
I'd be handing everybody quarters.
The thing about Floyd, though, a lot of people don't realize is, which will be real interesting to see, that like I won't say he's gonna go broke, but like before, as of right now, before he gets his $200 million plus or whatever that he's supposed to get, he's only worth 200 mil right now, as far as his actual portfolio. If you go through, the people that are real in the business and stocks, his I think his net worth is like 208 million, 210. And I say only because I would think the general person would think that he's worth 600 or 700 mil easily, but he's not. So it'd be interesting to see if he can, and he's only 40. So he's made it 800 mil and he's only got 200 and he's 40. So I wonder if he can hold on to this 400 plus mil he about to have the rest of his life.
It shouldn't be a problem, man. As long as it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be an issue. That's such ridiculous amount of money to have. Unless he just keeps the entourage of like 50 people around and like for whatever reason, there shouldn't be an issue with it. There shouldn't be.
Right. Another thing people are overshadowing too this week or not even paying attention is Floyd's trying to set up a guy named Gervonta Davis. They call him his name is Tank. If you ain't seen this guy fight, this dude's very talented and will easily. He may not be the best fighter in the next year or two, but he'll easily be in the pound for pound list, top 5 easily in the next 2 years.
No, he's a beast. He's a beast. They highlighted him on the series a little bit there too. Showed pretty much a lot of his sparring, like against I forget the other guy's name who he was sparring against. Dude is nice. Man. I've seen a couple of his fights too, and he's going to be one guy. He's going to be one guy. Like if you watch any of the undercard fights, obviously that's
you got to watch him.
Got to watch that one.
And then the only 2 other undercards to watch is him and my guy Bobby Jack, good guy, basically immigrant guy that came over here and made a name for himself. He's a world champion, and he's matter of fact, he was the first person for Mayweather Promotions to get a belt. That's a homegrown talent.
That's legit. I mean, it's a pretty good undercard, considering. There's not many undercards, at least for boxing, like where I know like at least 3 or 4 fighters. Put it that way. Everybody else is like, who is this guy? Really?
Yeah, but it's the same thing like you say with UFC. You gotta have the prospect somewhere.
It's true. But the difference is like MMA promotes all those people. They promote all of them in some capacity. With boxing, they don't do that. There's like, here's our undercard. Who is this guy? Who's this guy? Like they don't do that.
No, boxing terms, dudes don't even have a name. Dudes get defined by their country. The Mexican guy. Yeah, the Nigerian guy.
The announcers don't even know the dudes' names. We got the blue corner going against the red corner right here. Ding, ding, ding. Let's go. That's what it is.
I never tell you about the most dumbest thing that's happened in fight week. This thing right here in my hand, bruh. This white dude tells me today, like, yes, sir, you're gonna need that to get into everything. If you keep that on all week and take a shower, then you be good to go. And like this thing, like literally, like it has you scared to take it off because if it busts, like, what are you gonna do? It's like I came too far to do it. So basically, my black ass got to keep this on to the weigh-in on Friday, bro. I'm like, man, these fools here take the most simple thing and F it up. How you F up a pass for a fight week? Like this guy's 50 and about to be 50-0. So he's at 50 fight week. So you can take something you've done in a past fight week and make it work. Like you want to reinvent the wheel the final fight week? Right. Come on, man. ESPN.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things like that, man. A lot of little things like that comparing to the UFC that they just get wrong, man. And I know, like you said, it's the different worlds, obviously, and even in the MMA space, the UFC does everything so much more corporate, so much more clean than any other promotion out there. I mean, number 2 promotion, or I guess the number 2 promotion in the States, rather, comparatively would be Bellator, and they're worlds apart. They're worlds apart with how they handle things backstage.
But here's the thing, though. Like I said, without putting people's name out there, I was told when I first started this business, covering UFC, we're not here to make you a star. You got to make yourself a star and get the fighters to like you, yada, yada, yada. Now, I done climb up the ladder a little bit. Well, you need to work for a bigger publication. Then we'll start taking you serious. Now I work for one of the biggest publications in combat sports, and now it's kind of like, now what? Like, the whole thing with UFC as a whole is they don't know how to deal with minorities in this growing sport. And then it makes it even more frustrating when you have a minority in position as your boy John Jones, and you have that look on your face you had when you saw that damn story on your phone about 3 hours ago. Yeah. And it's not a good look, but the thing is, people want to talk about that, and it's very frustrating because, like, yeah, I cover UFC, I cover boxing, I cover the NBA, and you deal with a lot of different stuff, but it seems like when is things gonna change? Like, yeah, we do this, we do that, but what you looking at, you want to say it's fair when it's like there's a big hole in your game and you not act like that hole doesn't exist. It's very frustrating. But to be a college educated African American, you're insulting my intelligence when you keep telling me what I know. I know the deal. I know and I have facts to prove it, but you keep acting like it doesn't exist.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Time will tell, man. Time will tell. Just got to keep bringing awareness to it.
Do you see the same things I be seeing? I know you're not as vocal about it as me.
I mean, honestly, like, I don't.
Because the thing is, people look at you crazy. But I haven't heard one person be like, "You're backing that up. What are you talking about?"
Nah, I mean, I haven't had any issues, man.
Was it official or not?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, I really haven't had many issues, hardly any, really, when it comes to my coverage there. Like, there's been a couple of things more so with other, like, I had the one thing with the other reporter that I talked about in the past, but like with the actual PR team though, like, no, it's been good. Like, I haven't had any problems with any of them. Like, they've always been real responsive and everything like that.
Well, other than that one individual, I'm not gonna name names.
I don't even know his name. Honestly, I don't even know his name.
I get along with everybody on the staff, but my whole thing is there's too many coincidences. Like, okay, as we know, like, there's not many minorities involved in the sport, fighting or covering the sport. What are the odds? UFC has like 8 or 9 PR people. What are the odds my main contact or liaison happens to be the only one that looks like me? That's stuff like that. That's done. Just
happens to be who you.
Come on, bruh.
Like, that's not who I don't.
What are the
never
odds?
had a conversation.
What are the odds? I asked that one question. What are the odds?
It's 1 in 6. Like, it's not that drastic. You're looking way too into it because, like, I don't even have conversations with that person, but yet I still get everything I need to get done because I deal with other people. So it's like it seems like each rep has a certain group of people that they like working with, so they make sure that they get everything they need, yada yada yada. Whoever you click with, I mean, that's the way it seems to be working with.
That's the point right there. This is not the everybody YMCA. I like him, so it shouldn't work that way. It should work.
I don't see a problem with it. I don't see a problem with it. I don't see a problem with it.
Because here's the problem. When you sit there, you're catering to such and such because that's your person, but yeah, you're trying to go to sport and you got this bigger publication, but you're uncomfortable because that person's vocal or whatever. It's unnecessary. Like, why be that way?
Yeah, I can see it. Like, if you start, getting bigger and you still feel like you're not getting a bigger push, then yeah, it's time to be a little bit more vocal about it. But at least for me and my experiences, like, I really haven't had any issues when it comes to anything like that, man. I really haven't. But I could see where you're coming from in some respects though. But it's just a thing, man. Like I said, just bring attention to it, address it. Things will change.
And then on the boxing side, I will say this: I was Joe Blow nobody, and they're like, "Hey, we like you, so we gonna let you in. Just don't act a fool." I got that speech about 5 years ago, so I set my ass in the Canelo trial fight, had no business being there, and look at me today. So I can't complain.
There you go.
Finagle my ass in there. That was the speech they gave me. Hey, you're a cool guy. Just don't act a fool, and we'll take care of you. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, that's essentially the thing I got without the actual throwing it out there that literally,
Yeah, I got it out there literally. That's what they told me. I will say this: that I could go on because this is the last time I had to deal with her. Kelly Swanson, Floyd's publicist, told me that, and ever since then, that lady's taking care of me. She's that lady that's fair but firm. Like, she don't care who you are. She gonna tell you the deal, but she don't lie. She say something gonna happen, she make it happen. She said it ain't gonna happen, it ain't gonna happen. That's why she's been voted in the last 5 or 6 years routinely in the top 5 most powerful ladies in boxing.
Yeah.
Like, if she don't like you, ain't no access to Floyd, no matter how much money you got. It ain't happening.
That's what's up. That's good though. As long as you're consistent.
Yeah, but that's my point. That's my problem with UFC. There's no consistency because you want to say because you're friends with such and such and you're cool with such and such, but you don't like such and such. That's all I got. That's that kind of full circle. You kind of got my point right there. There's no consistency. I guess that's the way to sum it up.
Yeah, that's what it is, man.
And then when you bring attention to it, you don't get an answer. You don't get like, oh, you're full of S. No, but you don't get a true answer. You kind of go in a circle like a little dance, but everybody's dancing, but nobody's talking, so nothing gets done.
Yeah.
Now you know what I'm talking about now, right? You know that how I'm talking about now.
Again, I mean, like I said, just keep bringing attention to it if that's what's happening. Just make sure that they know that if you feel they're messing up, just let them know. That's all you got to do.
And in the top of the show, we talked about long gun prospects. Terrence Crawford with the best body shot of 2017. That was brutal. As soon as the man fell, I'm like, I had to pull my Roy Jones. He's not getting up. He's not getting up.
Oof,
that was brutal. He set it up beautifully. You saw it coming in the second round. I tweeted out that I thought the fight was gonna last another 2 rounds. He cut it down to 1. I saw when I saw in the second round, like this dude don't got that much longer because he was putting them hands viciously on that man's ass.
Oof, boy. Like that gave me a stomach ache. Like when I was like, oh man, my ribs started hurting too. When most vicious body shots, man. Like there's something special about a body shot. Like for me, like when it comes to MMA, like I love to see dudes just get worked by leg kicks. You know what I'm saying? Like when Pat Barry used to fight, when Pat Barry was doing his thing, coming up, like he was finishing dudes with leg kicks. Like that's just something so vicious, man. Like. It's the same way in boxing, like body shots. Like everybody, like like you see somebody get clocked in the head, they get knocked out from a punch to the head, punch to the temple, whatever. If you stop somebody with a body shot, like there's something about it that just makes it that much more vicious in a way. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not shutting off a dude's consciousness by knocking them out. You're literally shutting their body down. Like you have to fold over. Like and you can't stand up. Like I've been there in the gym, so I know.
Like their mind wants them to get up, but their body won't let them do it.
Yeah, exactly. There's something special about it, and to see it happen like that, the one Terrence Crawford did, man, this past Saturday was just, it was nasty. It was nasty. I loved it, and of course, many people will agree with me. Like just seeing the reactions on Twitter, man, everybody loved the fact that those body shots were doing that much damage.
Yeah, but the thing is, people in the boxing world start getting crazy. Terrence Crawford's a great fighter. Terrence Crawford's a great champion. Terrence Crawford's one of the best fighters in the world. One of, not the best. Y'all need to stop on this whole #1 pound for pound. No, you can't do that when you fight nobodies.
Yeah, of course, everybody's gonna say that.
Like he's top 5. He's one of the best fighters in the world without a doubt, but he is not the best fighter in the world.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I agree with you on that, but. Everybody's, of course, going to talk about what's happening in the moment. When Demetrius Johnson wins at UFC 215, #1 pound for pound fighter in the world. If John Jones,
I got that today. It's not in the debate.
He got it by default. Daniel Cormier is, the uncrowned 205 champ again. It's just so many crazy things, man. So many crazy things that happened. Oh man, I feel for Daniel Cormier, man. He's got to screw so much.
On the show, man. I know. I'm gonna let you know. We may have to do an abbreviated one this week before the fight or something like that. Because media day is gonna be hot. I have a funny feeling tomorrow's press conference. It's gonna be something to have people talking about to get those extra buys. I'm not gonna say they're gonna get physical, but we have a thing where you have bodyguards popping up all over the stage, or somebody gets pushed aside, or something, or somebody throw a chair, or something stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's crazy. It's like honestly, like I know you're out there, you're in the middle of it, you're in the mix. Like I've been trying to consume as much stuff as possible this week just to kind of get myself hyped up and like get myself in the mood. Like, all right, this is finally here. It's finally happening in a couple of days. Let me get myself ready. Let me stay in the moment, even though I'm not actually there. So I just hope it's not like the same old stuff that we've been seeing for the past month. You know what I'm saying? Like, just, I don't know. Just don't force anything. That's what I hope doesn't happen. Just get it through it. Honestly, like if I could sleep until weigh-in, and then sleep again, like right after that, and wake up for the fight, I'd be good. Like I'm done. Like there's no more promotion that needs to be done, man. It's all been done everything possible. Let's just get there. Let's just get there. Oh, let me call out, shout out the one fake news story, hashtag fake news. Floyd saying the stuff about Connor's not going to make weight and everything. Man, Conor is 10 pounds out on Monday. Like, you don't understand. MMA guys cut 25 pounds on Thursday to weigh in on Friday. Like 10 pounds is nothing. That is such a fake news story. That's nothing.
But that's because they're not used to that. In boxing,
I know. Boxing guys walk around at weight like, you know, all week or whatever. But MMA guys, 10 pounds, especially, man, that's nothing. 10 pounds is nothing.
Yeah, you're right.
So, hashtag fake news on that. Oh yeah, one more little other shout out. Junior Dos Santos, kind of like a contrast in two people getting flagged for a test. Junior Dos Santos got flagged, but he didn't get flagged for a steroid. He got flagged for a diuretic that helps with blood pressure. And of course, the immediate reaction, sharp contrast. Junior Dos Santos gets flagged. Everybody's like, nah, say it ain't so. It can't be true. It's not real. It's this little diuretic. Well, look, the sample wasn't even diluted. I got that news from Anna. Shout out to Anna for hooking me up with the email. You know, the sample wasn't diluted. It was a thing. Like, that is probably...
You think it's going to get overturned?
Probably, more than likely, because the fact that the sample wasn't diluted in any way, that shows that there's a potential for contaminated supplement that he was on. So, and this particular substance is something that shows up in a lot of little things like that. So that's more than likely what it is. However, when John Jones was on a real steroid, though, so it's kind of hard to defend that. It's kind of hard to defend a real steroid just popping into your multivitamin or something like that. So I don't know. We'll see how it plays out, man. But yeah, out there on the ground, man. Enjoy the rest of the week in Vegas. In the circus.
Official prediction: Mayweather by unanimous decision. Easy work.
That's yours? That's your position?
Yeah.
Or prediction?
Yeah.
That's the position. Yeah.
I want to see a knockdown. I don't know if it's going to come. I want to see a knockdown, but I think he basically, as we say in boxing talk, he carries him for 12 rounds.
I think Conor is definitely going to come out blazing fire like he always does in every MMA fight. He's going to try to knock his head off early, and he's going to see Floyd ain't going to be about that life. But one thing, Floyd is going to stay there in his grill, though, I think. I think Floyd's going to stay there and say, look, you can't hit me like you think you can. I'm serious. I think that's how it's going to play out. I think Conor's going to come super aggressive. He's going to try to swing his head off, and then Floyd's going to duck, slip, dip, dodge, get out the way, and still be right there returning fire. Do
you think Floyd finishes late?
My official prediction is going to be a decision, and I'm with you. I want to see a couple of knockdowns, but I don't think it gets stopped.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What about Conor Gasson?
It's possible.
36 is not going to 25.
It's possible. It's possible. But a lot more breaks, which could help Conor out. A lot more breaks. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see, man. It's going to be an interesting fight. That's for damn sure. Of course, everybody's going to be tuned in. Everybody and their mama, one way or another, legally or illegally.
Where you watching that?
I still haven't decided yet, man. There's a chance I may have to go jet off to Shreveport again this week. If not, I'll might catch it with my dad, might catch it with my brother. I don't know. We'll see. See how it goes. Might just watch it at my house by myself. I don't know. I don't know.
The king of stream.
Yeah. No doubt. But yeah, I think we hit on everything for this episode. Of course, man, a lot of stuff coming up the rest of the week. Obviously, the fight, got the press conference, get some good stuff, get some good contacts. We'll get a guest on for the next episode, make things interesting. Hopefully we have some drama to talk about next episode. Craziest drama would be Conor McGregor knocked out Floyd Mayweather like he predicted.
Boy.
Could you imagine? That's going to be the question I'm going to leave you with till next week. Oh, one more thing. If you buy a Powerball ticket, you need to do that by tomorrow. $650 million. Get you one. If you're out there listening and you win, throw the show at least $2 million. We're trying to grow. All right. All right. That's my deal. But I'm going to leave you guys with this question out there. What would the combat sports world look like if Conor McGregor knocks out Floyd Mayweather within 4 rounds? Ponder on that.
Hey.
Peace.